It's Wednesday, December 2, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Police are investigating the unnatural death of a teenager whose body was found hanging at her home at Dunscombe St. Thomas around 8:15 last night. 17-year-old Ashana Sandiford was discovered by her brother. She was taken to the Sandy Crest Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. Lawmen are appealing to anyone with information that could assist their investigations to contact the District D Police Station at 419-1729, Police Emergency at 211, Crime Stoppers at 1-800-8477 or the nearest police station. No raise, no work. The loud chants today of adamant G4S workers who staged their second protest in a week to demand better working conditions. The employees contend management failed to respond to their demands for a pay increase, which they insist is non-negotiable.
First, we want to tell the general manager of G4S, whether he just come and take over or not, our right is our right. Secondly, equal pay. More work and less work, more pay, because we are doing too much work for less pay. I want him to know whether a few of us here, we are a team, and it's a start, and we are only fighting for our right. Like I said before, give us what due to us. In every workplace, there are times when you are supposed to get raised. This is beyond. I want the general manager to know. First, Barbados was blaming it on recession, and now they want to blame it on Corona and say they are not making any money. But we know better.
Everybody that wants shut up in the house for 4 days. They're working. All the passengers that come off of the cruise liners, we process all them at the airport. One day alone, we had 1,200 passengers. We need a medal. We should get a medal. We should get the medal. Nobody else. We were all through COVID.
The workers' grievances will now get the full attention of Labour Minister Colin Jordan tomorrow. He will meet with management and the Barbados Workers' Union. Prime Minister Mia Mottley hints she's prepared to travel to Europe and meet with high-level officials to deal with the European Union's blacklisting of Barbados as a non-cooperative tax jurisdiction. She made that position clear when the EU's new ambassador to Barbados paid her a courtesy call recently. Mottley said the blacklisting issue is one of her biggest headaches, especially since the island has been working hard to get the economy back on track. She maintained the situation is wrong and is negatively impacting day-to-day living. Mottley insists the matter must be settled so that the EU and Barbados could work together on other critical matters, such as the climate crisis, data privacy, and human rights. Barbados made required changes to its tax exchange framework by December 2019, but did not meet the deadline of the Global Forum of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development for the July 2015 to June 2018 review period. As a result, the Global Forum placed the island on its list of partially compliant jurisdictions earlier this year. The EU subsequently placed Barbados on its list of non-cooperative jurisdictions for tax purposes and kept the country there when it issued its latest list in early October. Local officials assure government won't be easing up on its fight against HIV/AIDS, even in the face of notable progress. As the island marked World AIDS Day on Tuesday, Acting Director of the HIV/AIDS Commission, Lynn Armstrong, said the virus is still a global pandemic and requires a united response.
The time is now for the world to unite to tackle all pandemics, including HIV. We as countries have a shared responsibility to ensure that such diseases are eradicated. Global solidarity, shared responsibility, requires us to view global health responses in a new way. It requires the world to come together to ensure that 1. Health is fully financed. 2. Health systems are strengthened. 3. Access to life-saving medicines and vaccines is ensured. 4. Human rights are respected. And 5. The rights of women, girls, and gender equality are at the center of decision-making.
In today's COVID-19 update, a 47-year-old Barbadian woman is the latest person to be diagnosed with the illness. She arrived on island via American Airlines on November 30 and was asymptomatic. Hers was the only positive test out of 527 conducted by the Besta Santos Public Health Laboratory yesterday. This moves the number of confirmed cases to 279, 144 females and 135 males. There are now 17 persons in isolation. No one was released today. To date, the laboratory has conducted 48,176 tests.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, authorities in the Bahamas are cracking down on delinquent employers who are not paying contributions to the National Insurance Board. We get the details from ZNS News.
The board is targeting some 50,000 persons in a new initiative who have not been making regular payments prior to the COVID-19 crisis. NIB Representative Ellerston Smith says the move is necessary to sustain and distribute benefits to employees in need. He adds that NIB has made a number of payment arrangements for employers.
So what we have put into place, we have something called installment agreement, whereas we believe that the employer should have at least 40% of the outstanding arrears available. And the 40% really is the amount that is deducted at every pay schedule of the employee. And what people do on a one-on-one basis is tell the employer, self-employed person, about the installment agreement options. Whereas you can go in an installment agreement and you can enter at least with 40% of the outstanding arrears.
Now, Smith says it's important for those arrears to be liquidated. Executive Officer at the National Insurance Board, Rochelle Rowe, says NIB has mounted a mass email exercise to reach delinquent employers. Although the response has been favorable, she's encouraging employers to reach out as well.
On the international front, Britain on Wednesday became the first Western country to approve a COVID-19 vaccine for general use as it announced the rollout of Pfizer's BioNTech drug from next week.
Edging ahead in the global race against COVID-19, a triumphant Boris Johnson said the UK would begin to roll out the world's first approved coronavirus vaccine as early as next week.
I know that the whole House will want to join me in welcoming the fantastic news that the MHRA has formally authorised the Pfizer vaccine for COVID-19. I strongly urge people to take up the vaccine, but it is no part of our culture or our ambition in this country to make vaccines mandatory. That's not how we do things.
The emergency use approval was granted by the UK's Medicines and Healthcare Regulatory Agency after months of testing. The head of the agency told reporters no corners had been cut in what she described as a rigorous vetting process. The approval, which came only 23 days after Pfizer first published data on its final clinical trials, drew criticism from Brussels, which worried the process may have been rushed. But while health agencies insisted experimental approval meant more testing was needed, they said there was enough evidence to suggest the vaccine was safe to use.
The safety of the vaccine is similar to other vaccines, and most of the side effects are very mild and usually last for a day or so.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.